Hello and welcome to Local Gov Strategy TV. I'm joined by Adrian Butcher, who is the Director of Value Engineering with OpenText. Welcome, Adrian.
Hi, John.
Adrian, tell me, how does the OpenText solution reduce costs and increase efficiencies in these times for local government?
Fundamentally, we enable local governments to do the things they already want to do today. They can reduce their accommodation, they can increase the productivity of their people by giving them the information they need, when they need it, where they need it, and allowing them to flow that information more effectively through the organisation.
What are the value gains to be had by deploying your solution across the whole organisation rather than just on a departmental basis?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. And these come into a number of categories. First and most obviously, there is the gain in having a single platform across the organisation. So instead of having multiple platforms, each of which needs its own expert, its own infrastructure and servers, its own maintenance agreements, all of those things can be consolidated into one. So with one, you've got greater purchasing efficiencies and fundamentally lower costs of infrastructure. The second point, of course, is that local authorities increasingly want to avoid silo working in their departments. And one of the normal things that stops that happening is the fact that different systems don't talk to each other very well. If we employ the same platform, then of course interworking between departments, interworking between teams who are all on the same platform that naturally speaks to itself, then of course we can reduce some of that silo impact and reduce the impediments to cross-enterprise working for the people involved. We can enable flexible working so that people don't have to be in the office. This is a fundamental driver for councils. It enables them to rationalise their estate, to get their people more productive by meaning they don't have to come into the office to access files to work, and that's another key enabler in terms of cost and working efficiencies.
So what kind of monetary gains are there to be had by investing in electronic content management systems?
Well, that's partly a flow on from the previous question. So an obvious one is the gains to be made in having less property. You can possibly sell properties, or you have less costs of maintaining property. So that's a first one. Another one is in the sheer productivity of people. Imagine a person who's a field worker, for example, whose first job is not to come into the office to get papers, but to attend his or her first visit. Imagine then more productive flows through the organisation, so people get their work as soon as it's available to be done, ready to be done. Imagine the loss of paper. Paper is 10% of typical office space. Immediately, you can have a saving in money from simply not having paper in the organisation. And by sharing that information more readily at the front end through your access channels, the intranet and so forth, in sometimes even publishing information otherwise people would have to ask for, by allowing them access to their own instances of processes that they may have requested, all of these things can cut the people's time and save a lot of expense in this process.
A lot of what you say is almost the art of the obvious, but local government are often very slow to change. So what would you say to them? What's the key message that you have for them to move through that sort of barrier, the wedded to paper, as many still are, to actually electronic solutions?
The key thing that I would say to most customers is, don't come and ask us for a product. Come and give us the problem. Come and let us share with you the problem. Let us show you how by using electronic information we can give you the process gains, give you the productivity gains. So first and foremost, don't come to us for the solution. Show us first of all the problem and let us as partners help to solve that problem, working with you, working with your senior managers who know the aspirations that they have, and working with the operational managers who know how things really work today and how perhaps they could be made to work better.
And finally, turning to this conference, what advantages have you experienced in terms of being able to share and meet with senior decision makers in local government?
Well, you've almost said it for me. The real advantage is to be able to get a business message across to senior business leaders in partnership, if you like, with the technical messages often requested by company IT. So we really want to help these senior executives achieve what they need to achieve in the business, rather than simply give them, if you like, some great products, some great functionality, which they then may not be best able to exploit. So our real gain here is to speak to the people with the business problems, to express ourselves in terms of the business benefits we can deliver, and encourage them, therefore, to help us to have the dialogue with other officers in their organizations.